Anglers Extra.
After a couple days off, we're back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's time for the Manager's Show as the Anglers set to begin the second half of their season and take on the Falmouth Commodores. So with one half of the season over, that means it's the second of the quarters that, John, you like to break the season down to. After the first quarter, you were 7-4, the mirror opposite 4-7 in the second quarter. What was your assessment of those 11 games?
Well, we just had a couple rough outings, and, we just didn't play well in a number of those games. So we need to, kind of strengthen things up a little bit, straighten some things out. Offensively, we didn't get it done like we had earlier. We weren't getting the situational hitting wasn't as good as it had been. Our strikeouts started to rise a little bit. So, we got to cut down the strikeouts because you put pressure on the defense, you have men on base. You put pressure on the defense when you hit the ball. So, we've had some discussions. We're getting there. When we had a pretty good stretch, right around the 4th of July. We played very well against Orleans and lost. Beat Orleans, then beat Harwich, then lost in a tough one to Harwich. So we're okay. I'm okay with being 11-11 at this point, and now we've got to kick it into gear.
Moving into that third quarter, what is it going to take for your team to play like they did against Orleans and Harwich on a consistent basis?
Oh, that's it, consistency. They have to, we can't give away at bats. We can't make bad errors. We put ourselves in a deep hole against YD, an 8-run inning. They only scored 2 runs after that the entire game. So, the games like that we have to eliminate, and we got to battle.
Yesterday, the team got to go to Fenway Park, mostly the hitters, and get a workout in, and something that the players do every year. What was your assessment of how the team did and just the event itself?
Well, they just had a great time. The kids had a great time. They enjoy each other's company. I just walked around the outfield, let all the guys do the batting practice, pitching, and fungos and everything else. I just enjoyed the players and listened to them, just say how much in awe they were being on, hallowed ground at Fenway Park.
Couple of off days in a row, something that's pretty rare in this league, especially with the schedule nowadays. Does that help your team?
It should. I hope it does. I hope it doesn't hurt us. I think it's going to help us. We needed to. Some of the arms needed to rest. Some of the guys, position players, could certainly use the time off. So I hope it helps us. I hope we're not going to go into a funk because we had too much time off. I hope it's just enough time and that they'll keep moving.
Did you get to do anything interesting on your couple of off days?
I went fishing. Had a great day fishing with the University of Maine coach Steve Trimper and his daughter Morgan. We had a great time. We caught a bunch of blues. The bass seemed to have moved out a little bit. We were a little disappointed. Looks like they've moved south, a little bit cooler water, but I think they'll be back. But we had a good day. Steve's a real good friend, a big fan of us. We got a lot of kids from Maine, and they're all great kids, and they're all good players. So it was a good day there. And then yesterday up at Fenway, and then Martha and I on Tuesday night we went to Pate's. A nice steak at Pate's. That was outstanding. So, yeah, it's been a good 2 days.
Good 2 days and a lot of action around college baseball. It hasn't been officially announced, but it's reported that Chad Holbrook is going to take the head coaching job at South Carolina. Ray Tanner moves up to AD. Chad Holbrook, for the listeners and viewers who don't know, former Chatham-A. What are your thoughts on him moving into that position as the head coach of one of the best schools in the country?
Well, that's a fantastic opportunity for Chad, and I couldn't be happier for him or Ray. What an outstanding opportunity for Ray. Quite personally, I'm shocked. I didn't think Ray'd give it up so soon. He's early 50s, mid 50s. Just thought he'd hang in there a little bit longer. But on the other hand, it's an opportunity to be, he's on the dark side now. He's in administration, I'm happy for both of them. It's what an opportunity for Chad. He's certainly earned it. He really, bided his time there at North Carolina and as well at South Carolina. And I know this was probably in the back of Ray's mind when he hired Chad, that this is the guy that will replace me. And like I said, I could not be happier for both. They're very, very good friends of the A's, good friends of our families. Just good people, and Chad will keep it going. He's one of the best recruiters in the country. So, we know there'll be, good things out of South Carolina for a long time.
Chad taking over at South Carolina, moving to the here and now with Chatham. We talked about it a little bit, but now you're moving into that third quarter of the season, and you talked about a few of the things that you wanted to see better. Are there any specific improvements that you and the coaches have talked to the team about that you'd like to see now that we've begun the second half of the season?
Yeah, we got to go back to the basic hitting plan that we had late in the first quarter and early in the second quarter. Guys are kind of getting around the baseball a little bit, and Pat did some nice drills today. They did the short toss drill today to really emphasized going opposite field, staying inside the baseball, and that's what we need to do. And a lot of guys had improved on that for that stretch that we were really playing well, and we kind of got away from that, and we kind of just, that's the thing. Baseball's such a game of inches, and if your hands aren't in quite the right place, the difference is between hitting the ball hard, popping the ball up, or weak ground ball, or even swing and miss. So that's what we emphasize today, and we like the way the kids respond to the coaches. I think the coaches have great rapport with the kids. I think the kids generally listen, and we'll see what happens. It's now it's a matter of applying it, and you have to remember that there's a guy out there who's trying to do exactly the opposite of what you're trying to do.
With 22 games left, the Chatham A's will try to apply it. That's it for the Manager's Show. Good luck in game at 23 of the season shift.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it.
We send it back, continuing with the Anglers Extra pregame show, to Chris Fitzgerald.